Howdy folks, I am Bairdos, and this is Ancient Frontier. It's a new game. It releases tomorrow if you're watching this on the 20th. If not, it came out on the 21st of September. This recording is in advance of that date, so some things may be slightly different when you see it, obviously because I'm playing it in advance. I have received this key from the dev, so if that changes your opinions on what I say, so be it, just fair warning there. Anyway, let's get into it. I saw this a few months back and it looked like my cup of tea. So first off, options menu is not very big, but it's got, most things on it. Gonna keep Bloom on, see how it goes, see if it annoys me. Everything up, no idea what anisotropic settings do, so we'll see. And yeah, just stick with most of the defaults. I've turned the volume down slightly. One thing I will say about this main menu is I am loving the music so far. If you've followed me for any amount of time, you'll know music wise is a key to making me enjoy a game, and so far digging the music. Anyway, let's get straight into this tutorial.
Hey buddy, good game.
Yeah, I'll get you next time.
Want to play again?
Nah, I'm starving. Let's go grab a bite.
Wow, just the two cadets I was looking for.
Hey babe, you're late. You missed a good game.
Have a heart, Ethan. I'm sure she has a good reason for skipping out on us. And don't listen to him, it wasn't that great of a game, he just won.
As usual.
Yeah, sometimes I wonder why I keep playing. So Tara, you want to go with us to get some food?
Thanks, Blake, but I can't. I wanted to tell you that I just applied for the officers program. I need to study for the entrance exam.
Officers program? Baby, you never mentioned that.
I don't like
I
him
needed to
referring
be
to
sure
her as
I
baby,
wanted
it
it
just
for
doesn't come
myself,
out right.
and not what others thought. If I'm chosen, it means I'll be transferred to Mars to continue my training.
Mars, huh?
Yeah, the seat of the Federation and the home of the High Temple. I've only ever heard the stories. I want to see it for myself.
Mars is overrated.
Have you ever been there?
No, and I don't plan to visit. Anything described with such awe is always a letdown when you actually see it.
With any luck, I'll soon be able to tell both of you what all the fuss is about. I'm off then. Give me a kiss, baby.
Wait a minute. We could help you study. Come out with us and I'll promise you can talk all about it.
Well, I am a little hungry. All right.
So, what's the exam about?
As a potential officer, I need to demonstrate that I can lead a whole fleet of ships, not just my own craft.
So, how do you do that?
It starts with the fleet management screen. From here you can review all of the ships in your fleet. Clicking on an individual ship will show you its details. Also, if a ship is damaged, you can repair it using Hydrium. Just click on the repair button, or you can use the repair all button if you have several damaged ships.
Makes sense.
Hydrium?
It is one of the 3 strategic resources available to the commander of a fleet. The display in the upper right shows how many of each resource you have. Hydrium is a rare mineral that is mostly used to buy and repair ships. Proto-energy is a mysterious substance that is used as fuel for your fleet and is mostly used to deploy ships. Finally, data can be used to research new technologies.
Surely mysterious substance shouldn't
Anything
be what
else?
your fuel is.
Yes, you can also rename most of your ships here. Finally, you can equip items onto most ships. Click on the equipment button to display your current inventory. To equip or unequip an item on a ship, simply drag and drop the item to an equipment slot, or from a slot back to the inventory.
Seems simple enough.
It can be. Not all items can be used by every ship though. A capital ship won't be able to equip a shield generator designed for fighter craft, for instance. When an item can't be equipped to an equipment slot, the slot will glow red and the item will be placed back in the inventory.
Sounds fun. Do ships start out with items?
No, equipment comes with trade-offs. You must think carefully about the needs of each ship. High Command believes that if a modification was always good, it would already be part of the core ship design. Still, modifying ships for a specific role with equipment remains popular with pilots in the field.
So, how do you get more equipment?
There are two ways. First, you will often find new equipment to salvage when you successfully complete a mission. Second, you can buy some basic items on the buy screen. To go to the buy screen, you can click on the button in the side menu, or use the icon shortcut bar found in the top right. The buy ship screen will show a list of ships that can be purchased in the available ships panel to the right. Moving your mouse over the icon of any available ship will display more detail about it. And if you have enough resources, clicking on the buy button will add the ship to your fleet.
That doesn't seem like a lot of ships to choose from.
New types of ships will become available as you progress, so check back now and then. Also, remember that each ship you buy is an investment. An officer must think carefully about the needs of the fleet before buying a ship. Once commissioned to your fleet, a ship is with you until they are destroyed.
Weren't we here to talk about items?
Yes, thanks for the reminder. Clicking on the equipment button will display your inventory as well as the list of items you can purchase in the available equipment panel on the right. Just like for the ships, mousing over an icon will display detailed information about that item. Also, the previous and next buttons allow you to browse items by each individual category if all the items lists gets too long for you. Clicking on the buy button for an item will add it to your inventory. Items from your inventory can also be sold. Simply click on an item in your inventory, then click on the sell button to trade the item in for some resources. But be careful, your decision to sell an item is final.
So, do new items also appear in the store over time?
No, for new equipment to be available in the store, it must first be researched. Click on the Research button on the side menu to go to the Research screen. The Research screen allows you to spend data to either unlock new equipment in the store or to research permanent upgrades for your ships. Click on any icon in a research tree to display the name of the tech, a brief description, the requirements if there are any, and the research cost. If the requirements are met and you have enough data, then click on the Purchase Tech button to instantly unlock the technology.
The item research seems straightforward. How about researching tech for ships?
It basically works the same way. Choose a class of ships first along the top bar. Then every available ship for that class will be listed as a series of buttons along the right. Clicking on a ship button will display the research tree for that specific type of ship. Each type of chassis you can command has its own unique tree. Upgrades researched in a ship tree will upgrade all ships of that type permanently. This will affect regular ships as well as unique heroes and mercenaries of that ship chassis. And don't worry, new ships that you buy or that join you will also come with all the research upgrades you have purchased.
There are a lot of options here. How do I choose what to research?
That is up to you. Every ship tech is beneficial, so you can't really go wrong. You can use the research tree to customize your playstyle at the macro level. If you aren't interested in long-term strategy, then just pick a ship you like and start researching techs that sound useful. Over time, you will get the hang of it.
So, how do you actually use your fleet?
For that, you will have to take missions. Click on the Mission button in the side menu to go to the Mission screen. Here you will find a list of up to 6 available missions. Each mission has a brief description as well as displaying the reward for successfully completing that mission. The top mission listed is a story mission. Story missions will advance the plot. When you have completed all the story missions in a campaign, it will be the end of that game. You will often be able to take optional side missions between each story mission. The total optional deployments display shows how many bounty mission and simulator mission side quests you can undertake. Your number of optional deployments will usually replenish after each story mission. Bounty missions will allow you to gain more resources to spend on your fleet. Your main heroes are not available for bounty missions, however, so you will have to use your regular ships. Simulator missions are the final option. Simulator missions are used to gain experience for your crews, and your ships do not take permanent damage in simulations. Also, all of your ships can enter a simulation. You can't gain strategic resources or salvage from simulations, however. To undertake a mission of any type, click on the launch button. If you choose a story mission, a dialogue will play. After the dialogue, you will be taken to the deployment screen. The fleet panel shows all the ships in reserve in your fleet. The battle units panel shows the ships you will use in the mission. If you have the resources to deploy a ship, simply click on the ship icon in the fleet panel and then click on the deploy button to move a ship to the battle units panel. If you change your mind about a ship, clicking on the reserve button will move the ship back to your standby fleet. The Deploy All button is your friend, and it will automatically move all ships that can join a mission to your battle units, provided you have enough fuel. If you have badly damaged units or units that are expensive to deploy, you may still want to manage them individually. Once you have at least one battle unit selected, click on the Launch Mission button to start a mission.
Ah, combat! Finally the good stuff!
Don't be so cavalier. Combat is dangerous and the lives of your crews are at stake. The first thing to understand is the turn order. Ships move one at a time in initiative order, and each ship only gets one turn per round. The turn order is randomized each round, but the higher the initiative of a ship, the more likely it will go first in a round. The current round and the ship initiative order is displayed in the top right. The ship with the current turn and up to the next 5 ships are displayed so you can plan your strategy. Also in the top right is the icon shortcut bar and the objective display. The objective display can be toggled to be larger or hidden with the shortcut icon. The mission objective will display what you have to accomplish to complete the mission, your current status towards achieving your main goal, and optional objectives, if any. The objective display will also show the experience reward that will be earned for completing a task. Experience is only earned for completing objectives. Any earned experience is shared equally between all surviving ships at the end of a mission.
So there's no bonus experience for destroying enemies?
No, unless that is one of your objectives. Destroyed enemies do have a chance to drop resources, however. Completing primary and optional objectives is the only way to earn experience. If you get in over your head, you can also use the retreat button. If you retreat, you will fail the mission and lose the rewards, but you can save yourself from unnecessary damage and loss of life. Sometimes retreating is the best move, and even in defeat, you may still earn a small amount of the main objective experience. Now on to playing a turn. When one of your ships gets a turn, their info card will be displayed in the bottom left. Mousing over the ship icon will display additional defensive information. When a ship's hull points is reduced to 0, the ship is destroyed. Above the ship icon is information on a ship's primary weapon. Mouse over the icons for more information on your attack profile. Above the weapons is a list of the ship's abilities, if any. As usual, mousing over an ability icon will display more information. Click on the magnifying glass to display more detailed stats on the ship. Above the ship name, you will see several blue and red glowing orbs. These are the total number of actions your ship can take on its turn. If you choose to end a unit's turn before using all of its actions, all the unused move and action points are lost. The blue orbs are move points. For each move point, a ship can travel to any available space within its move range. To move your ship, just left-click on a blue highlighted hex. The red orbs are action points. Action points can either be used to fire the primary weapons, or they can be spent to use an ability. To fire the main guns, you simply left-click on a hex that is highlighted red that contains an enemy target. To use an ability, either left-click on the ability icon on the left of the screen, or use the number 1 through 6 keys as a shortcut. When a ship is out of moves and actions, its turn is over and play automatically passes to the next ship. Or if you want to end a ship's turn early, you can either click on the Unit Done button or press Enter.
Okay, that was a lot of information, but it basically comes down to move and shoot on my turn.
That's right. But before you do anything, it can be a good idea to investigate the space around you. First, understand there is a fog of war. Each ship has a sensor range that will reveal hexes around them. When you move a ship, it will uncover the fog of war and reveal any objects or enemies that are hiding. But as you move, the hexes behind you may become hidden again. There are a number of ways to investigate objects. Right-clicking on most objects will display an info card in the upper left that will display more information. You can right-click on friends, enemies, collectibles, mines, and destructible terrain. Clicking and dragging with the right mouse button will let you free look with the camera. You can pan the camera with the arrow keys or by moving the mouse to the edge of the screen, and you zoom in and out with the mouse wheel. Double-clicking on a unit or a unit's icon in the initiative order or an info card will center the camera on that unit. Finally, just mousing over hexes can sometimes display information. If moving to a hex will provide cover, a blue shield will appear. If moving to a hex will be dangerous, a warning will appear. And if mousing over an enemy in attack range, an attack tooltip will appear, showing useful information about the attack.
So how does an attack work?
Every weapon or ability will attack just once per action. The target ship's dodge is subtracted from the attacking ship's accuracy for the total chance to hit. In addition, half cover provides an extra 20% defense, and full cover provides a massive 45% extra defense. If an attack hits, it has a chance to critically hit for double damage. Every weapon does different damage to each type of hull, so pay attention to the damage projections in the attack tooltip. Some weapons are not very effective against some kinds of ships. If an attack or ability hits, the target ship will take damage. If the target has shields, damage will be subtracted from them first. Shields are only able to reduce damage though, they don't fully prevent it. Every attack that hits will do at least 1 point of hull damage, and when a ship is reduced to 0 hull points, it is destroyed.
All right, well, I'm sure it'll all make sense once we get out there. Are we done now?
Almost. You should also know that there can be collectible resources on the map, and sometimes a destroyed enemy will drop resources. You need to end your move on a collectible to gather it. Just moving through the hex isn't enough. Also, special civilian ships called harvesters can extract 4 times the normal resources from a collectible, so you should use them to pick up any resources if possible. Finally, let's cover destructible terrain and mines. They are both deadly terrain if you move your ship into a hex containing either. However, both can be removed from the map using area of effect abilities like missiles or torpedoes. Mines are especially treacherous and have a chance to detonate if you just end your turn in a hex next to them. It is best to give mines a wide berth.
Wow, you really know your stuff. You'll ace that test for sure. So, if I want to be an officer, can I get some private tutoring sessions?
Oh, you can come over anytime, big boy. I'm sure I can teach a hunk like you a thing or two.
All right, break it up, you two. We are in public. There's a time and place for that sort of thing.
Come now, you have a new girlfriend every night. You can't possibly be jealous.
Don't be like that.
Oh, there's no need for modesty with us, Blake. You've got a rich family, good looks, and that sexy colonial accent. I can see why the girls are all over you.
I do like the variety.
You take women too lightly, my friend. One day, it will bite you.
On the contrary. Or maybe I should just get a dog. It might be safer. Anything would be more interesting than just wandering around this cyber mall.
Tell you what, I have the launch keys to a pair of manta fighters that just finished maintenance. Seeing as you boys listened to me drone on, maybe I can let you take them for a spin.
No way, you're just teasing. I'm months away from having enough simulator hours to get into one of those babies for real. I'd love to have a crack at them early.
What'd you say, Ethan? Are you still the top pilot at the Academy?
I'll take any chance to fly. But Command won't be happy with a couple of cadets running around in military hardware, even if they are decommissioned. We will need to sneak past the patrols.
Well, there's only 2 fighters, and I feel I owe you 2. I'll run the sensor and comms array from the hangar control to help you avoid the patrols.
Yeehaw!
Alright, now I'm actually going to need to do something, okay.
Here we are, the real thing. Slipping out past the patrol was nothing.
Well, they weren't trying to hide. Broadcasting like they were, I could track them from a system away.
Hold on, boys. I'm getting some strange signals in your area.
Another patrol?
Pirates! And there's more than one.
Do we run?
Not a chance. Time to show these pirates what these babies can do.
Wait, Ethan, don't be such a stubborn show-off.
Too late, Tara. He's engaging.
Right. At this point, I've got some news. It's not really bad news, not really good news. The recording you've been watching up until now wigged out on me at this point when I was doing that recording. So I am now 6 hours into the game. I have some experience with it. So I'm going to show you that limited experience in this battle rather than the awful way I done the fight first time around. Yeah, so we have our ships. We can free rotate the camera. We can zoom, zoom, zoom. Yeah, those assets are pretty cool actually. My first impressions video might actually give off the wrong impression about them. Anyway, right, so we have our hexes we can move to. We have, as you can see from down here, 2 move turns, 2 action turns. We have 2 abilities. Yeah, look a bit better. So we are just going to go up, and as soon as we move up there they highlight in red so we know we can shoot them. So we'll go up there, 65% hit chance, do it, and a miss, and another miss. Right, and what I didn't do first time around was dive into using the cover, because at this point I thought everyone had missiles. They do not. Only certain ships get missiles. So we want to use the cover. That means a guaranteed hit though. Doesn't mean a guaranteed critical, but it means a guaranteed hit. That cover did nothing for us. Okay, so Blake Grayson's definitely going to get hit. This much we know. However, I can put him there. That's a 45% chance to hit. And he did hit, good. And he missed the second shot. Right, so he can get a better angle here. Still a 45% chance to hit. Ah, Ethan is so bad. Get back there and put your shield back up. Right, Blake. In fact, it wasn't Ethan that was bad first time around. Let them regenerate some of their shields. How is it still a 45% chance to hit? That's ridiculous. Nice. Their accuracy is ridiculous.
Mission failed.
What? Well, so yeah, That wasn't how that was supposed to go down. That wasn't how it went down first time around, and I was wide open. So the cover kind of didn't do its job there. Yeah. That thankfully hasn't happened in the actual main game. Yeah. But that was the tutorial. Very conversation intensive. I would probably say that's about as much conversation or as many lines as I've had so far in the 6 hours of gameplay that I've done. Although in that time I've probably done 4 story missions. If you've watched my first impressions video, I've gave a brief overview of exactly what the actual game entails. And half an hour after this, my Let's Play will be starting, which carries on tomorrow and every Thursday thereafter. So if you want to see how it goes, hit that subscribe button. That's the best way to make sure that you see every episode. I have thoroughly enjoyed what I've played so far, so I am looking forward to getting into more of this. So far in the story, we've only been dealing with him and the other chick. He's not made another appearance yet. We still haven't seen Ronda Rousey like chick. Anyway, hope you enjoyed that. I'm still a bit embarrassed about failing this tutorial. Didn't happen first time around, but whatever. For now though, take it easy. Adios.